those who race motorcycles for a living, they're able to reach speeds around 200 miles an hour. Take a look at this. Check it out.
Aaron Yates on the outside, trying to mount a challenge. Tommy Hayden either fielding his oats on lap number 1.
All right. From Owensboro, Kentucky, please welcome Roger, Tommy, and Nicky Hayden. Okay, let's introduce yourself. Nicky?
Yeah, I'm Nicky. I'm the middle brother.
Yeah.
Tommy.
And I'm Roger. I'm the youngest.
Now, Owensboro, Kentucky, how big a town?
It's maybe 100,000 people.
I know, it's a good-sized town. Okay, okay. So what did you do down there? How did you folks make a living?
My dad was into horses. That's a big thing in Kentucky, and he was kind of into a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really good growing up in Kentucky. It's a great place for kids to grow up and a lot of good people. So.
Did he want you guys to be jockeys?
We talked about it a little bit with him.
Actually, whenever I was younger, I wanted to be a horse jockey, and then my sister got bucked off one time and broke her wrist, so I thought horses were dangerous and started riding bikes.
Yeah, I think I think 200 miles an hour is much safer. Yeah. So when did you start racing? Did you all start together? When did you get the bug first?
I was the oldest, so I started first.
Okay.
I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, kind of got my start just riding mini bikes, little dirt bikes around. And
3 or 4 years old. See, I found all mothers hate motorcycles. That seems to be a general theme, but not in your family. Right?
I don't think that's true, Jay. Our mom used to race motorcycles, if you believe that.
Yeah.
So it was in our blood. My dad raced. My mom, like I said, raced, and we grew up with it. I mean, from the time we could walk, we were on the bikes.
Now, did your parents drive you from race to race? Did you put all the bikes in the back of the station wagon?
Yeah, they definitely put a lot of miles in growing up. We traveled around the country, and the more and more, the older we got, and the more serious we were taking it, the more and more we drove, and there were some long drives that they put in for us for sure.
That's when we started learning to drive. We get out on the highway, and Pops would, teach us how to drive when we were about maybe 13, 14.
14? Yeah.
And then when we got 16, we didn't want to drive anymore. When we was legal, it wasn't fun after it was legal.
Did you ever get pulled over by the cops when you were like 13 driving?
There's actually this one story that was quite funny. We were driving, and I started driving, and I wasn't too good. I was playing with the radio or something, kind of got distracted.
What, you're 13?
Yeah. I was coloring in the back, I was trying to drive.
So you're coloring while you were driving?
No, I'm just getting carried away. But I almost sideswiped this police officer, and I seen him pulling us over. So my dad, we switched real quick.
And where was Dad?
He was in beside me.
Okay.
And cop pulls us over, and I get in the back. My dad gets back in the driver's seat, and the cop lets him have it. I mean, he's on him. He's telling him this, that, and he's sitting there taking the abuse for something he didn't do. I didn't. I just sat in the
We're
back.
laughing in the back. Can't hardly.
Well, that must have been a pleasant trip the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pops wasn't too happy on that one, but he got over it, so it's all good.
Now, you guys compete in different series, right? Explain what the difference is. You guys are AMA.
Right. We race in America in the national series, so we race in a lot of different states around the U.S. and basically don't go outside of that. It's more of just inside America.
Right. And you do international.
Yeah, actually I do. I race in MotoGP, it's called, and it's 17 races in 15 countries. So I moved up to there 2 years ago. I won the championship here in America when I was 21, and it was great and I loved it, but I just wanted to crack at the world, and it's been a big step, been tough at times, but I've been learning a lot, and I definitely enjoy it. And
it's so much bigger in Europe, isn't it? I mean, here people kind of know. When you go to Europe, it's like you guys are like Shaq or something, isn't it?
It's huge. There's a lot of gearheads over there. They love it. They take it serious over there, especially in Spain and Italy. It's big. Japan, a few places like that.
Now, tell me, you're in first place here, right?
Right now, so far this year, it's gone pretty good in first place.
Okay. Now, Roger, you beat Tommy, didn't you?
Yeah, actually.
Did you just beat Tommy in a race?
A few weeks ago, I beat him, so I'm second. I'm second point, so I'm trying to close up the gap a little bit, but he had a broken hand, so I had a little bit of an advantage.
Well, here, let's take here's some footage of you beating your brother.
Here comes the drama. One last right-hander, a hard flip to the left, and then down the start-finish straightaway. Kawasaki's drag racing. Roger takes the lead. Roger Hayden, what a great move. Here's the drag race. Can Tommy pull out of the draft? It's a long way to the finish line. Roger Hayden has won his first MMA National.
See, I don't know how you convey to people how fast that is. 200 miles an hour on a motorcycle. 'Cause a friend of mine was running, he used to run Bonneville, and he was going about 220, and he got a cramp in his hand. He just lifted his hand for a second, and wham, boom, threw him right down, right? Just because the wind just took it away from him. I mean, is it like that at those speeds? Is the slightest movement in the wrong, can just send the bike flying off, can it?
It really is. It's intense at that speed, and you know things happen fast. You got to be ready for it. Actually, when we go into the corners, though, we raise up and use that to help slow us down because
like an air brake.
Yeah,
the air hits your body.
throw out the parachute.
Okay.
Kind of.
Now you crashed recently, right? That's why your hands.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I had
got
a
the claw
crash.
thing going.
Yeah,
okay.
broke my hand. So trying to recover from that. It's been a couple weeks now. It's getting better every day. So should be a couple more weeks.
I think we have some footage of that too.
All right.
Let's take a look. Here you go. Here you go. Come in the corner.
Contact with the number 811 Sky Gerard out of Palmdale, California, sends the leader into the gravel. Tumbling almost to the air fence, Tommy Hayden taking a big spill out of the lead of this race. Wow.
Now I notice you stay down, don't you? Because a lot of street guys when they fall, they get up right away and you can injure yourself. But that's what happens when you crash like. You just stay down and start counting toes and fingers and all?
Definitely kind of take inventory there for a couple seconds
Yeah.
and a couple breaths and try to relax a little bit. And before you, sometimes adrenaline's going, you don't realize and maybe you could be injured a little worse than maybe you initially feel. So try to, take a couple minutes and
Does a
gather
crash
things.
take away your ability to run the next race? Do you think, oh man, that was scary. I don't want this to happen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what goes through your mind? Do you replay it? Where did I make the mistake?
I think naturally that it's instinct to have a little bit of fear. It's important to kind of block that out. I mean, if you want to continue, doing this, and
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be thinking about that and performing at the level that you want to. So.
Yeah.
It's important to be able to put those things behind you and just learn from your mistakes, and that's the way I try to look at it.
You crashed recently on a bicycle?
Yeah, back in,
What kind of speeds we talking?
we was going down a pretty big hill, and I was riding real close to these guys, and
It's a big hill.
yeah, trying to save a little bit of energy. And
Yeah.
last time I looked down, we was going like 35 mile an hour, and they kind of split, and I ran over something in the road and got road rash pretty bad.
Now, did your brothers give you some grief about that?
Well, they have. A lot of people have. A lot of people think I took the training wheels off too early. So, been a lot of jokes.
I mean, you fall off at like 180 and hardly anything. Show your bicycle fall. Look at this. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the bad thing about it, I had these two guys to take care of me, so it wasn't much help.
Now, also, you were were you in People magazine, one of the hottest bachelors? Go to People magazine. There you go.
Now, where you at in there, Jay?
Huh? I was in it 26 years ago when I was a bachelor. Now,
yeah.
does this help? Does this help? You get a lot of
I've took a lot of heat from it here from my boys and my
Yeah.
brothers, and I've been in Europe since it came out mostly, and I don't guess they're reading People magazine in Europe, so it hadn't helped me
The
much.
people, they're reading it. So, now, when are you racing next? What's the next race?
Czech Republic, my next race at the end of August. So I got 7 more races this year, and points are getting close up front, so I need to really finish the year strong.
Well, it's really cool. Folks, you ever get a chance to see this race, it's the most exciting racing you'll ever see, much more than car racing, because the leads change and there's just much more strategy. So, guys, wonderful. Thanks for coming to see us, the Hayden boys. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, guys. Be right back with Faith